But tell me, sir, how far back have you known each other?
1979, when I was plucked out from my assignment sa Mindanao
Okay.
to become his junior aide camp. So,
Okay. Constabulary?
constabulary.
Okay.
Oo.
Okay. Okay.
Yung unang encounter ko sa kanya was, well, hindi ko because I was in long hair. So what he did to me was, give me some money, o magpagupit ka muna, something like that.
Bakit ka long hair? Because
Anyway, I was in the field.
you were deployed.
So suddenly I got an order to report. So hindi ko naman alam na kukunin ako. So I just reported.
But you knew you were...
To become the aide camp? No. I was
hindi.
not yet.
Not yet.
Oo.
Pinapa-report ka lang sa
Pinapa-report lang
CHQ.
ako. Oo.
Okay.
So I was taken in as aide camp finally.
Paano mo tinanggap yung suddenly chief of constabulary you're reporting to?
Oo. Nung pagpasok ko naman, General Sunny Rason already briefed me na ganito, ganyan. So, I was handed out an order, so I have no other choice. And then, first day ko I was made to accompany him sa swimming pool. He was lapping, swimming, doing several laps. I did swam too, pero hindi naman ako magaling lumangoy noon. So, hirap ako to cope with him. As a matter of fact, langoy aso ako noon. And then what I did was, papaspasan ko kasi malulunod ako sa gitna eh. Papaspasan ko, hintayin ko sa dulo. And then back and forth, ganun ginagawa ko.
Was that part of the official function of an aide?
I found out later on in between sa lunch break normally at saka after office hours, nagsiswimming siya as part of his exercise.
He was a very fit fellow. He was into physical.
Gumagawa siya ng 100 laps sa pool at the time.
Wow.
Oo. Hirap ako noon mag-cope up sa kanya. So I did some extra work to be able to learn how to swim. Yung scientific swimming, na nakalublob yung ulo.
And you had to You had to
just to
up
cope
to par.
up. Kasi kung minsan hindi lang sa Krami ang swimming eh. Sa Campaginaldo, there are times dito sa Army Navy Club sa may Luneta. Minsan sa Manila Polo Club. So,
But tell me about that first meeting, Chendong. You were told by your commanding officer that you would be posted as junior aide to Chief PC. So you reported to him, long hair and all.
then I had to fix myself.
Tell me that encounter.
Yeah. Nung nakita niya ako because I was in fatigue. They were in khaki uniform. I was in fatigue because that was our uniform sa field. No? So nung pumasok ko, I rendered my salute. Sabi, long hair ka, sabi. So he brought out his wallet. Ayan, pagupit ka. So I had my haircut. Then we had swimming. Then after that, nirelease ako, sabi niya, I'll see you tomorrow in the office. Okay. So that's the start.
But tell me about, because tama ba, nung panahon na yun, maaga pa rin. Early, di ba?
Early riser
pero late sleeper din.
Yeah. So, ang typical day niya sa office starts at mga 4 o'clock to 4:15. No? AM sa bahay niya. We would bring yung mga documents na naipon na magdamag coming from different commanders at saka mga staff. Tapos dala rin namin lahat ng kopya ng dailies at saka mga tabloid. So that's part of the folder.
Excuse me. Dailies.
Dailies.
Ito na yung clippings?
Yeah, oo, yung mga dyaryo. Lahat. Maaga kaming gumigising kasi we have to fetch him eh. So we wake up normally at mga 3 o'clock to 3:15. Punta sa opisina, collect the documents, and then pass by dyan sa Mandaluyong or kung saan may bukas na nagbebenta ng dyaryo. So we buy those newspapers, saka tabloids. So yun, dala-dala namin. No? Normally, bumababa siya sa bahay niya mga 4 to 4:15, ganyan.
Oh my gosh.
Then doon sa dining table, starts working on the documents.
Ito na yung sa Alabang ito, no? Sa
Magallanes. Magallanes pa siya noon. Magallanes. Kasi yung sasakyan, yung official car kasi, nakaparada sa Krame. And also the drivers, including us, AD camps, naka-house kami sa supposed to be yung quarters ng Chief PC sa Krame. And they call it the senior officers quarters. So doon kami natutulog pag duty ka. So gising na maaga, punta sa opisina, collect the documents, buy the newspapers, then go to his house.
Every day.
Every day. Pero kami naman, ni Sunny, siya yung senior AD camp eh.
Yes.
Every 3 days yung palitan namin, but on the day na hindi ka naka-duty sa kanya, duty ka sa opisina because maraming trabaho.
Okay. At headquarters.
At headquarters.
But that's a lot lighter than
Yes.
being posted with
very
him
much,
directly.
Very much. So yun, no? By 5 o'clock, tapos na siya lahat do sa newspapers. Nakamarka na yung mga dapat i-clipping.
My God.
Yung mga news items sa articles that caught his attention.
Yeah.
And then, i-clipping mo yan pagbalik sa opisina. You have to dispatch yung mga documents na namumulaklak ng mga corrections sa mga edits niya. At saka marginal instructions. No?
Ito yung red.
Yes.
His
He
red.
carries with him yung pagbaba niya, dala-dala niya yung ballpen niya. Pula at saka itim. Kami rin naman, marami rin kaming kwan sa bulsa extra just in case he asked. No? So, pagdating sa opisina, we go back after break. Pagkatapos niya maayos yun, we eat breakfast. Finally. And normally si Mrs. Ramos would join us. Okay. So, after breakfast, we set up for the office. Before 6, nandun na kami.
Sir, hindi pa sumisikat ang araw nun.
Yeah. Ganon siya magtrabaho. Almost daily, ganon.
And you already had a ton of work.
Yes. So, pagdating naman sa opisina, marami na rin ng dadatnan na dokumento ron, susubo sa kanya yun. So, he works in it again. While we dispatch yung mga na-actionan na niya. Either for retyping or back to the staff o yung mga marginal instructions has to be coursed through to the proper staff or commander. No?
Right.
Plus yung mga newspaper clippings, he works on it.
So,
Matyaga siya na nagbibigay ng instructions.
he was very, detailed, no?
Yes,
Masinop.
yes. Masinop siya. He's very organized.
How did you cope with that? I mean, were you of the same, ganun ka ba rin magtrabaho?
Well, nung una, asa ngayon, I learned a lot from him.
Pero nung unang salta na.
To be honest, the best training I got was working with him.
Okay. So, nag-schooling ka sa kanya?
Sinabi naman niya yun when there was one time na nagpapaalam ako because he sent me to Special Forces course sa North Carolina. Nag-call ako sa kanya before leaving. Sabi niya, alam mo, Sendong, sabi niya, ang concept ko, if you work under me, is you're always under training. Sabi niya. So, but this regimen that I'm giving you, this will put you in good stead later on. So, yan yung paliwanag. Very fatherly comment.
Talaga?
And I appreciated that very much until now.
But he was like that, I mean, stricto.
Yeah, very strict. Yeah.
Very demanding of,
Yes.
especially the people who work directly under him. Tama ba yun?
Yes.
And you said na it's not just brains. It's got to be physical as
Yeah,
well.
everything, yeah. Kami naman ni Kwan, he was my senior aide, si General Rason.
So, yeah.
Ang we adopted yung common notebook. So when we get instructions from him, nakasulat lahat yan sa notebook. And then pag turnover mo, when we change duties,
Pasa rin yun.
pasa yung the same notebook. Tapos may barometer kami doon sa top left. Pag pula yun yung mga instances, yun yung bilang na kung ilang beses mainit yung
Yung ulo.
yung atmosphere,
Okay.
yung temperature
Oo.
sa loob. So pag nakita mo pula, so you will know how to manage yung next days, no?
That 1979 pa lang.
Yes.
79 pa lang yun. So, meron na palang at that time, kamusta ang panahon?
Yes. Oo. Oo.
Tell me about how he gets mad.
Well, more on the sa mga natatanggap niyang trabaho, no. Normally kasi kami pag may mali sa mga staff, he treats us as his operation sa intelligence officer. So we are part to blame do sa mga pagkakamali ng mga staffs, mga commander. Hindi nyo inaasikaso, yung mga ganon. Hindi kasi kayo is special forces. Yeah. Paminsan-minsan may lumilipad din na papel.
Papel lang, sir. Hindi,
Hindi papel.
hindi stapler.
Hindi. At pababa
Folder.
na. Pababa naman. Yung mga ganon, but part of the job.
Yeah. But some others said na they knew that it wasn't. It was just really him letting steam off. Not really personal.
Wala siyang personal na kwan. After that, wala na yun. As a matter of fact, pag naramdaman niya na masama rin yung timplada mo, he calls off. At amu-amuin ka. He's that kind of boss.
Mahusay bumasa.
Yes. Magaling.
Tell me about that. Tell me about that.
Well,
how good he is in reading people. Because quite a few have said that. I want to get your version.
well, yung experience nga namin, kasi may mga hindi naman lahat ng panahon na we're ready to answer to the calls nung office, no? So minsan may mga problema din ng mga personal, so naapektuhan ka rin. When he senses that, hindi ka gaanong pinapatawag, siya mismo yung malamig makitungo sa iyo, he senses that, yung mga ganang instances. O kaya papatawag yung ibang tao doon sa opisina, ano ba problema ni ganito, ganyan-ganyan. So, he asked around.
So, Commander, but that's di ba? That's how a superior officer.
Yeah, good leader has to handle yung mga situations na gano'n. Wag mong sabayan.
Yun, di ba? That's one of the tenets of
Leadership,
know
yeah.
your men. Di ba? He was like that.
Yes.
But I guess he also understood what it was to identify what needed to be improved on.
Yes.
So additional training and all. He sent you to
Special
Fort Bragg.
Force, yes.
But that's where he wasn't. Doon din siya nag-aral.
Nag-graduate ng Special Forces course niya. 1981 yata yon, or late end ng 1980. I was then from junior aide kasi. He sent me to Pangasinan as commanding officer ng 151 PC company in Tayog. This is the company that covers yung hometown niya, Singan. No. So
Uy, importante yun sa kanya.
so nung 1981 yata, early 1981, tinawag niya ako. I was advised officially to report to him. So I went to the office. Sabi niya, Sendong, sabi niya, may slot ang PC sa Special Forces course sa Fort Bragg. I want you to attend. Sabi niya, you go to JUSMAG, find out the requirements. JUSMAG is yung Joint US
Yes.
Military Assistance
Yes.
Group, no? Doon sa
Bohol.
Morato. Morato noon.
Bohol, Morato. Correct.
Morato, tapat ng ABS-CBN. So, nung pumunta ako doon, ang sabi sa akin is, to qualify for the course, I must be airborne qualified. Ibig sabihin, tumatalong ka na with the proper diploma sa
You have your
airborne
wings.
So, when
But he was also airborne, right?
yes. Pag special forces ka,
That's part
you
of
have
it.
to be airborne.
Okay. So
Kasi-
you had to take airborne training also.
Ganito nga eh. So, when I reported back,
Mm-hmm.
sinabi ko sa kanya, Sir, I'm not qualified. Because ang requirement ng course is you must be a airborne graduate. Isip siya ng kaunti. Sabi niya, don't worry, I will qualify you. Sabi niya.
Okay.
Airborne course takes about 3 months, no? And to organize it is masyadong
Yeah.
maraming trabaho. So when he said that, Sir, I have barely 3 weeks
To qualify.
to qualify and to process all my documentation to be able to catch up do sa course. Sabi niya, I told you already, I will qualify you. Sabi niya, you call Sunny. So tinawag ko si General Rason. The rest is history. They organize an airborne course sa Camp Crame. In 3 weeks, I am airborne qualified.
So you had to, how many jumps did you have to make?
Naka-6 ako.
Wow, 6 jumps.
And we did it in 2 days lang yata sa maliit na aircraft
Okay.
doon sa Kanlubang.
Yeah, yeah.
But the training was difficult kasi mas marami yung instructors kaysa estudyante. Special course.
And you jumped, he jumped with you guys?
During my training now,
Hindi. Okay.
nung special forces, nung special action force, he jumps with us.
Oh, yeah. Several times that one. What's so special about Fort Bragg that he wanted you to be there? Because I recall you just said a while ago, hindi kasi kayo special forces.
Yeah. Probably I needed that. Kaya sent me there. But I don't know how to connect it, you know.
Ano ba? Club ba yan? Or
Well,
because a lot of you actually who worked with him closely took the same course, huh? And you all had your wings.
yes. Kasi iba kasi yung training din na naman. Lot of preparations before you go into missions, yung ganun. You attend to all the details.
Did that help, that kind of training, that kind of regimen, the course, help you in being better able to understand him?
Yes,
To
kasi yung
see how he works and how he wants his people to around him to work.
yeah, kasi yung special forces is system in itself eh. It's DOTEC, develop, organize, train, equip, and employ. So yun yung mga steps niya. Special forces is employed sa mga areas na you have to deal with indigenous people, forces.
Local.
No? So you actually linking up with guerrillas na mga ganon. No? You develop, you organize, you train, you equip, then before you utilize. So yun yung mga ini-emphasize na mga concepts. Well, that process helps a lot. Kasi alam mo, ganun din yung takbo niya.
Yeah.
Yun yung CSW niya eh.
Okay. That's another
Yeah,
one.
if you think about it, that if you do all those details, that's completed staff work. No. Sa military side, and applied sa mga duties mo later on. It's actually preparations.
But
And
tell me
attention
about,
to details.
Yeah, okay. So tell me about CSW because you know about 95% of everyone we've interviewed has something to say about CSW.
Well, you should be, CSW is looking at an issue na very thoroughly, no? With thorough analysis, considering all factors, and coming up with sound recommendations. That's all about it. Eh?
Military ano ba? It's something that's part of the military organization. It's a management tool, or is it a...
Well, it has evolved into one. So lahat naman halos ng even business concepts
Ngayon, ano?
emanated from military. Kasi yung the first organization is military.
Oo nga.
Now, well, yun nga, kinikwento ko kanina, yung concept ng Special Forces Employment. Ganun ka-detalye. So, more or less, I drew parallelism to that.
So you start at 4. You guys start a bit earlier. 3 o'clock, 3:15 ka mo. Ano oras kayo nagtatapos?
Maaga na yung 8 o'clock. Kung may oras pa kasi siya sa hapon o early evening, sometimes we jog around the camp. Kung minsan kahit umuulan.
May jogging pa.
Yeah, oo.
Bukod pa dun sa swimming nung lunchtime.
Kung may swimming, wala nang jogging. No? Alternately,
okay.
that's that.
Oo.
I don't know kung part of his cooling off regimen yung sports, athletics.
So physically fit,
Yeah,
mentally,
he is, so.
mentally fit. And then, maaga na yung 8 ka mo, sir.
Then,
So you start before the sun rises and you end way after the sun sets.
kung maraming trabaho, kung minsan inaabot kami ng 11, ganun, sa opisina.
How did you manage, sir? I mean, you said you said you rotate, but every 3 days ka mo.
Well, siguro pag if we are with him kasi, the adrenaline is pumping. So, natural na lang na mag-cope up kay. Kami,
No time to think.
even the staff, hindi rin makauwi pag nandiyan siya.
Yeah.
Kasi every now and then, kahit alas 8, tingnan mo ako nandiyan pa sa opisina si ganito. Please ask him to come over. Mga ganun.
Oh my, talaga. What was the cost?
Well,
Family life, social cost? Or you were married to a very understanding...
I'm married to a military nurse, so he understands.
Oh!
She understands, so.
Okay. So, hindi na kailangan i-train o
Besides,
i-condition.
we live inside the camp then.
Okay. Because a few of the other colleagues had to forego
Yeah.
some of the, okay. Or spend lesser time with their kids than...
Well, pero may mga nakakahanap ka naman ng oras para sa kanila.
So 79 and then 81, he sends you off to Fort Bragg, you come back. Did you report back to CHQ or
Yeah, I
to
reported to
command?
him. Sabi niya, you join si General Montaño sa Special Operations Group.
SOG.
So, SOG. So, I was with the SOG for, 80, hanggang early 83.
Okay.
Until I was blacked out again from that unit. Ako at saka si General Sani Rason were asked to report kay General De Villa, who was then the C3 at the time, chief ng operation ng Camp Crame. So when we reported, we were handed over an order. Nakalagay doon, study committee kami.
For?
To study a special group that would replace yung PC Brigade, which were to be deactivated at that time. And that was the Special Action Force.
Ito na yun.
Ito na yan. So, nakaisang buwan yata kaming inaral din namin yan.
Pero pioneer kayo di ba?
We wrote it.
Yeah. So,
Then,
you
nung
wrote
nagawa
the
namin,
manual.
the concept, nung nagawa namin, ang instruction sa amin was, you form the group.
'83, sir.
83.
That was a time of political
Yes.
ferment. No? Napatay si
Ninoy.
Ninoy. And also, FVR was already Vice Chief of Staff at that time. Ano? So, tama bang nahati ang militar noon between
Well,
those who looked at Fidel Ramos as against Fabian Vero?
ang what I know of is well, mayroong sinasabi na ganun, no. Pero hindi ako privy doon sa higher hierarchy. But there was rumbling sa baba.
Yeah,
And yun yung
favorites.
these were the issues, no? Favoritism sa schooling, favoritism sa promotion, and then mga juicy assignments,
Correct.
all those, no?
And then abuses.
Abuses, and then
Mga negosyo na nasa regions. Yeah.
and then yun nga, there were 4 officers, young officers, that started all of this. So we started discussing about the issues. Yun nga, yung nabanggit mo kanina, mga abuses, mga favoritism, ganun. And then, there was a consensus as we continue discussions over a number of days na this has to be brought up. And there was a clamor for internal reforms within the armed forces. So what is, so we wrote a manifesto, yung We Belong manifesto. And mabilis yung growth ng mga pumirma sa manifesto. And that led to yung march namin sa PMA during alumni
homecoming,
homecoming. And that was RAM.
384.
But
Yun yung RAM.
RAM was reform the armed forces movement.
Right. So you were part of the corps that
Ayan, yung 4.
that eventually
Yes.
formed RAM. Pero you were much junior, di ba, no? 71 yun.
Hindi, they came in mga 7 meetings na yata.
Talaga?
But
actually-
nauna si Kwan, because we're doing it, yung meetings namin sa opisina mismo ni General Vic Batak sa C2.
Yeah.
So, after that, nakita niya yung Kwan. Yun na. Mabilis yung mga developments afterwards.
Yeah. Because 83 and then you had that was what was happening in the
This happened yata
organization.
before the death of Ninoy yan eh.
Nagsimula pa before, no? Naging, and then yun nga, naging,
Spark yung,
and then nag-trigger on the civilian side. Yung,
that was the spark.
yeah, right. And you were having your discussions, and eventually the next year you had the march, diba? Sa homecoming. Okay.
Pero
Alam
hindi
ba
na
ni
ako
FBR to? Alam ba ni FBR to?
I don't know, pero hindi ko, from my end, hindi niya alam, no. But alam ni, kung sinasabi man la, alam ni Sunny at saka alam ni Ray.
And they were his senior aides,
Yeah,
di ba?
At that time kasi they asked me to concentrate na sa pag-organize ng 3rd Special Action Company that eventually formed the core ng security group niya. Yung 3rd SAC.
Yeah. Tama.
Hanggang ngayon, yung may mga tao pa yata na original na 3rd SAC that are with him.
Who still do that. Okay. But you think he was aware? FBR was aware of what was happening in the,
As I've said, not from my end. But PC chief siya. Marami nag-attend doon sa mga meetings. Perhaps he was made aware.
And he was an intelligence man. So, probably had May alam ka ba kung sinong nagsabi sa kanya, sir? May ginagawa kami.
yung sa amin kasi nung umpisa, it's just reform, internal reforms eh.
Oo nga, yeah.
It's not a something like taking over or gano'n.
Yeah, yeah.
Just doing internal reforms. As a matter of
For
fact,
the military
for the
lang
military
talaga, no?
to reform the armed forces, as a matter of fact, ang approach na in-advocate namin nung una was you change yourself first, then you infect others to reform. Parang ganun lang yung
Yeah.
kanaya.
Injecting,
Oh.
or reintroducing professionalism.
Then suddenly, yung alignment with the civilians, yung mga gano'n,
Yeah,
pumasok na. So,
Anong basa mo kay FBR nung panahon na yun? I mean, the soldier is supposed to be neutral, ano? But he was very high-ranking official in the military organization. And in fact, he became acting chief, di ba? Because Ver had to go on leave. No? The investigation into Ninoy's assassination and all. Anong basa mo kay FBR noon?
siya naman is sticker siya sa chain of command eh. Kung mayroon man siyang harboring any sentiment na hindi ayon sa nangyari, he keeps it to himself. Basta kami tuloy lang yung trabaho.
But eventually, I mean,
Yeah.
it all boiled into, di ba? It was brewing for a while and it all just boiled over into EDSA. Were you part of the planning group also?
Within SAF, yes.
Okay.
Within SAF.
Pero naudlot yun di ba?
Yung sa amin naman is, well, protecting him. And then, kung saan niya, but of course, nasa kanya kami. So, kung saan niya gustong dalhin, and we are with him.
You were already posted. Right. The third SAC. No?
I was also the intelligence officer ng SAF at the time.
Okay.
Ng EDSA. And we were close in during EDSA. Kami yung kasama niya.
So you knew everything that was happening already.
Yeah.
Diba? So the plans.
Hindi naman, well, I was the intelligence officer, so alam namin yung mga nangyari.
Plus, yun nga, there was a plan to take over, diba? In the military organization. Medyo na-discover lang ni Marcos.
Well, we do not know that, yung aspect na yun.
Okay. So how did EDSA happen?
Well, a lot of, nababasa ko rin lang kung how did it happen.
Alright. So you were posted with FVR at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ang opisina ko was at the roof deck. Yung opisina niya was at the third floor.
Yeah,
diba? Roof deck ng krami, meron yan.
Yes.
Now, because I handle yung security function, responsibility over him and his family. So doon kasi ang unang opisina ng SAF before it transferred do sa Castañeda.
Camp Castañeda.
Kami naiwan dyan because of the security responsibility namin plus yung intel function ko. So I have yung company na third SAC at saka yung intel platoon at the roof deck.
Yung bang decision ni FBR to break away from Marcos and to withdraw his support, was that something unexpected or were you expecting it na mangyayari? Knowing him, diba? Given your exposure to him, your knowledge of him, his mind.
Yung breakaway niya, decision was purely his. No? But we monitored every situation that are going on at the time. But ang papel lang namin is sabihin sa kanya, sir, ito yung nangyari, ito yung, as a matter of fact, 2 days, 3 days before we went to see him sa bahay niya.
Ah, talaga?
Ito, you insure yourselves. He was ready with
Oh, okay.
insurance document.
Oo. Oo.
Well, yun lang naman ang role namin. We keep him abreast of what is going on.
Ah, you were there to report to
Yeah.
him the situation and that there was a possible.
And then, siyempre, we play up scenarios also. Pag ganito, ganyan. So, yung decision to go back to Krame was not an accident. It was planned. After
Were you
the
with
breakaway.
him? Were you with him at Alabang nung...
No,
nasa-
day before, I sent Louis Opus sa bahay to secure yung family. Si Lieutenant Primero was the duty nung security contingent attending to him. Sa Ginaldo sila sa DND. Kasama si Sani. Ako ang naiwan sa Krame to secure Camp Krame.
Oh.
For their coming back.
Oo.
So, totally controlled namin yung Krame when he came back. As a matter of fact, Krame was controlled by us. So much so na pati yung confidence ni na secretary in really din yata yung decision nila to join doon.
To transfer.
Transfer was a factor because of that.
Oh. Eh,
We control all the
PC
gates.
yun eh.
We controlled all the gates.
And
As
then,
early as 3 o'clock nung pagpunta nila sa Ginaldo.
oh yeah, and then they had their press conference that they were breaking away and all. Were you with FVR those entire 4 days?
Yes. Kami yung close in eh.
Ah, oo nga, no? Okay. Oo nga. The security, ano. What was he like?
Well,
Edsa.
accounts had been written about it, ano, yung
Ikaw, ano yung basa mo sa kanya? I mean, di ba?
well, he was the center of decision making at that time. He was the master tactician.
Hindi siya really?
I don't think so kasi you're dealing with military concerns.
Okay. Okay. How crucial was his role?
Sino?
FBR.
Very crucial. Because commanders na allied with us were look up to him. Everyone else, you know. Including yung linkage sa civilian leadership, sa civilians. Key figures like si President Aquino yata and also Cardinal Sin.
Oo. Oo.
Siya,
Yeah, no? Sa
siya
kanya yung
kwan eh.
ano, no? They
Sa
would-
kanya nag-gravitate yung coordination.
Okay. Crucial, ano? Crucial yung...
Very, very crucial, I
yung
think.
So if he wasn't there, it would have crumbled. Posible.
Well, looking back, posible.
Ano yun? He would call, ano? He would... how did he mobilize everyone to...
Hindi ako gaano naka-steady do sa opisina eh, when these things are happening. Kasi naghatian kami ng trabaho. Sunny was there close to him.
Okay.
So, I handle yung mga tao sa baba. So, when he decides to go out, kami yung kasama. We prepare, yung convoy is ready.
Right.
People are ready. So, yung palabas-labas niya, unholy hour of the night to jog sa EDSA,
Patalon-talon pa.
talon-talon, kami yung kasama.
But he rallied, I mean, to say the least, he rallied the military at the time to, either just stay neutral or if you want to join us, then join us.
Siya, sa kanya nag-gravitate.
So, tell me, ano yung level ng pagtingin sa kanya nung AFP? I mean, was it really that high that, people or officers, entire units, listen to what he had to say?
as I've said kanina, no, yung may mga bata-bata system nung panahon na yon, no? But those people, those commanders na nakausap niya, I think followed him. And that turned the tide naman in favor of their cause at the time.
And eventually,
And eventually he was able to unify yung armed forces.
succeeded. EDSA became.
A lot of us went back to the barracks. Mayroong mga iba na hindi pa bumalik sa barracks, but majority went back to the barracks and went on performing professionally yung military service.
EDSA succeeded. Mrs. Aquino became president. She immediately, I think it was her first act, she immediately appointed Fidel Ramos as
Chief
of Staff of the new armed forces
Yes.
of the Philippines. Asan ka na nun?
At that time, I
Nasa
was
Club
still with...
Filipino ka rin.
Yeah.
Oo.
I was still with the Special Action Force, no? Hanggang mag-assume siya kung currently Chief of Staff, no? As a matter of fact, we have to move yung headquarters namin from the roof deck ng Camp Crame because yung Chief PC noon was already General de Villa.
Oo nga.
Now,
Oo.
kami yung security contingent niya, so we have to move yung headquarters namin. Wala kaming PC group kami. So wala kaming unit
wala
within
pa
the armed
kayong home.
forces. But we were the security contingent. We asked na we be given space sa swimming pool ng Camp Aguinaldo. So yung roadside facing the golf course, yun yung naging opisina ng
Aguinaldo.
3rd SAC.
Oh.
Because we continue to provide him security.
Oo. Yeah, because COS na siya noon, ano? And then, yeah.
So, yun. Then, after a few months, tinawag niyo ulit ako. Sabi niya, I want you to help si General Villarreal sa NICA, sabi niya.
National Intelligence Coordinating Agency.
So, punta ako NICA. I was assigned there.
Okay.
As the admin officer ni General Villarreal. Luis Villarreal. Yung class 65 yata to. Spanish looking.
Yes. Oh, and closely associated to
Cory.
FVR.
Cory.
Cory. Up to
1 year lang ako.
1 year lang.
Kasi
And then balik ka na sa kanya?
No. When General Cañeso took over NICA,
Oo, kanya.
Cañeso, I went to him. So sabi ko, I think we've done our part to sa NICA. I'm not known to General Cañeso. Sabi ko, I would ask permission to come back sa PC at that time. Sabi niya, no, punta ka sa ISAP. Sabi niya. So I went to ISAP.
Oh, okay.
So I stayed with the MiG-17 sa ISAP. Then after the pagpasok ni General Libarnes as APSIG commander do sa counterintelligence group, lumipat ako doon. I was the commander ng NCR, counterintelligence group.
Oh. This was the height of the coups.
Yes.
So, ang laki ng tulong mo kay FBI na nandun ka.
Kaunti.
Di ba? I mean,
I was in the vicinity.
yeah. And did you notice that FBR was giving you a lot of intelligence assignments?
Well, I know that's noticeable, yeah.
Oh, di ba? And it eventually became your forte. Tama ba? So, okay. So while you were exactly with him, I'm talking about the coup years, no? 86 up to the last one in 89, ano?
89 na.
Oh.
89, I was still with ISAF.
Yeah, right. Pero by that time, he was already
SND.
SND na. Okay. And he won.
Yes, he won.
Kailan ka na? And you joined, ano? Diba? You were posted.
G2 PSG.
Diba?
Oo.
Oo.
Kasi from UPSIG, bumalik muna ako sa Krame.
Okay.
So I joined yung intelligence group.
Still intelligence.
After that, nung nanalo na siya, well, sinabihan ako ni Sunny, join us here sa PSG. You'll be the G2. Cleared na kay boss. Something like that.
Okay. Sir, mas mahirap yata yung... I mean, yeah, it's one thing to be with ISAF and then APSIG, but wasn't it a bit more difficult becoming the most senior intelligence officer for the president?
Hindi naman. Kasi yung support system namin, magkakasama kami. Yung nakapaikot sa kanya are the same people. So the support system amongst us is there. Tsaka yung teamwork.
So this was really a group of people who been working with each other for quite a long time. At ito pa rin yung, I suppose, some units from...
Sina Balong,
Third
sina Chris Acosta, Rolsaf. Sina Boying Alarcio, SAF lahat yan eh.
Oo nga, no? Pare-pareho ang ano.
Sina Lito Koy, Secretary Koy.
Yeah.
Eric Javier. all those people.
Hindi ba, ano, sir? Hindi ba masakit sa ulo yun? I mean, given how very much... Kasi nung una, medyo stiff and formal si FVR. But when he became president, di ba?
Sa amin, ganun pa rin eh.
Ang hilig niyang lumapit sa tao at lahat.
Yes,
diba? That he was, FVR like coming up real close to people, and if I remember correctly, halos walang restrictions kung sino yung pwedeng lumapit o dumikit sa kanya.
Yan yung challenge sa amin.
Yeah, right. Diba? I mean, how did you cope with that, sir?
Well, Intel, kumisan yung we have a good idea kung ano yung event na pupuntahan, kung sino yung mga nandun. So there are times na mahigpit din kami. Nanghahawi rin. No? Especially kung wala kayong camera on site. But pag maluwag naman, especially sa mga Filipino communities abroad, medyo maluwag yan ang handling. We have a very good idea on how the crowd would behave.
So, inaaral din talaga ninyo?
Oo. And we share information also from our counterparts kung nasa foreign country.
These are the foreign trips, ano?
Foreign trips.
But that's a much smaller contingent, di ba? When you're
Dito naman sa
overseas.
domestic, di ba, you're aware na we do advance work
Right.
before a provincial visit. So, that's where we collect information and coordinate with the locals. Both sa
local
LG,
civilian and local
LGUs, saka
military.
local military, local PNP, even yung mga aparatos ng NBI at saka mga NICA. Those are all consulted.
Yeah. And I can imagine, there's a plan A, there's a plan B, there's a plan C. Because, here you are, you're planning for him to go straight and then suddenly, ang dalas niyang gawin yun, hindi ba, sir? What do you feel when he suddenly deviates?
Over time naman, medyo nasasanay na, may nakaka-adjust naman yung mga tao na nakatigit sa kanya.
Okay. And how long were you, How long were you posted in this G2, PSG?
Up to 1995, early 1995. Nung naganap ng kapalit para kay Congressman Espino. Espino ng Pangasinan.
Yes, yes.
So I was the one who was posted there
So you were
sa province.
transferred to to Pangasinan. Oh wait, hold on. May other assignments ba na binigay si FBR to PSG? I remember it was the PSG who found Halos Hos, if you, diba? Pero wala ka na yata. I think you were posted in Pangasinan. Yun yung ganung klase, diba? Yung smuggling ng mga container sa sa port area. I remember he would occasionally pass on those assignments to General
Albes?
Or Kalimlim.
Yeah,
diba?
wala na ako noon nung those things happened. Ang last na big event that I was there was yung discovery ng Oplan Bujinka. The terror plot to assassinate the Pope at saka to blow up 11 commercial aircraft sa US.
Right. O tama, 95 yun.
Yeah,
No?
95.
Let me just get back to that. Yeah, that was your last major assignment prior to getting assigned to Pangasinan, Bojinka. Okay, so tell me about Bojinka. When did you get wind, and then how you eventually were able to foil the attempt?
Actually, months before, alam na namin na we were advised of the official visit of the Pope. No? So we started collecting information. We got wind of a group na nakabilit sa a house near the airport, hindi kalayuan. No? Nakalimutan ko pangalan ng may-ari, but he is si Pakistani engaged sa trade ng carpet.
Okay.
Now, that house got burned months yata ng September or October. Then nawala yung mga tao na persons of interest na we're trying to monitor.
Yeah.
No? Arabs to.
Yeah. So as early as September, October,
January
meron
yung
na-
visit, di
Yeah,
ba? So,
nakaano na.
we were trying to find out kung saan lumipat yung grupo. And then, weeks before yung Dunyaw sa apartment incident, may report sa Batangas na there was a group doon, nag-picnic sa I don't know, kung Matabungkay sa Batangas. Nagkaroon ng rituals, they burn Bibles. So, nakuha rin namin yon. Then eventually, ito nga, yung discovery ng Dunyaw sa apartment, nagkaroon ng accidental fire, nangamoy. The Fire Bureau ng Manila went there. Then, yun nga, naging suspicious sila. They got hold of one individual na bumalik doon, si Murad.
And then they alerted you guys.
Yes.
Diba?
And then, surreptitiously napasok yung apartment nila. So when we applied for search warrant, alam namin kung ano yung mga nasa loob.
Okay.
We discovered there is yung crucifix, mga abito ng pare. So there was a conclusion na they have a not so good intention sa Pope.
Oh.
Ano? Plus yung mga chemicals na all bombs.
Oo. Bomb-making material
materials,
and explosive, explosive.
They, after, in coordination with Manila Police, a search warrant was applied. It was granted. So we searched and seized all the materials found inside.
And it was all kept secret, if I remember. It was
Yes.
only after, di ba, na that all this
At the
information
time,
was disclosed.
Medyo alarmado kami, sobra, no?
Yeah.
Because ang nakuha lang si Murad, and then nakuha rin namin yung
Yeah, the other fellow.
we have an idea kung sino yung mga ibang kwan. Si Yusef was on the run. And he was definitely a threat kasi nakuha namin yung mapa ng ruta na dadaanan ng Pope, nakaplat doon kung saan ilalagay yung mga
Yeah.
sa
Explosives.
explosives. That's why PSG at one time yata, this was the engagement ng Pope from UST to Luneta. We diverted yung rota. So instead of following yung convoy na plano,
Yeah.
we brought the Pope to Luneta by helicopter.
Chopper. Right.
So what we did there was we intentionally opened yung dadaanan, yung mga barricades doon para lagyan ng tao. Kumalat doon yung civilians, and that was the alibi to airlift him from UST to Luneta. And also in departure niya, we have to divert yung ruta.
Yung rota.
Yung initial plan was replaced by new one, no? So saan namin siya dinala. So nakahinga kami ng maluwag nung sumakay na siya sa aeroplano. But all the time we're trying to track si Yusef because nung nawala si Don Joseph pa, we got a report na may nag-check-in sa Nara Hotel sa Quezon City with bag na mabigat. Kasi yung boy doon na in-interview namin afterwards, sabi ang description niya, sir, ganito ang mukha. So it resembles yung description about Yusef. Mabigat, sir, yung bag, sabi niya. Kasi ako naglagay sa taxi. So late kami sa Nara Hotel. Then eventually kasi meron siyang pocket bell.
Okay. The pager.
So we got some cooperations to track down yung mga pumapasok.
To monitor.
So nasundan namin siya hanggang Diamond Hotel sa Rojas Boulevard. Pumasok sa parking, nakita namin sa camera.
Wow.
Late na naman kami, about 5 minutes siguro. Ang last kwa namin is nasa Village parking area siya dito sa Village Hotel sa tabi ng Naya 2.
Yeah.
Yung dati. So, yung tracking namin, nawala namin siya doon. Eventually, he had to resurface sa Thailand.
Yeah, he was able to escape.
Then captured sa
and then he
Pakistan.
and then
apartment sa
captured
Pakistan.
eventually. But yeah, he would not have been known had it not been for
We
PSG.
tracked him down. Kasi worried kami noon that something might happen to the Pope. Well, part ng discovery ng operations na yun was what was found inside the laptop. Yun yung Upland Bujinka. That was the plot to blow up 11 commercial aircraft simultaneously. Sabay-sabay yun. Puputok. No? Ang practice run nila was yung bombing ng PAL, flight ng Cebu to Japan, na may namatay na isang Hapon.
right.
Plus yung bombing dito sa Greenbelt. Yun yung to find out kung ano impact sa seat ng explosive.
Yeah. Some say it was actually the lessons they learned from that planning from Bojinka was eventually executed in
US.
2001
Yes,
9/11.
that was the 9/11. No?
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was Murad. No? Kasi when Murad was taken into custody, sa amin siya dinala sa PSG. So,
initially.
bago siya pumasok doon sa kanyang detention cell doon, naglagay kami ng tao. Sundalo na,
Post as
post na detainee rin siya. So, nag-usap-usap sila. Right there, nabanggit ni Murad na piloto siya, although he denied nung mga subsequent interview sa kanya. Piloto siya. And the intention was to really crash aircraft sa World Trade Center.
Yeah. That early on.
Kasi I had to testify sa New York. Nag-testify kami. For the
talaga?
trial ni na Yusef.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
One PSG officer na kasama ko plus one PNP officer, intelligence officer, saka 4 Manila policemen.
Colorful.
Testify kami doon. And ironically, we were billeted doon sa World Trade Center when we testified in 1995. Yeah, 1995 yata yung 96, yung trial.
Yes,
They
of
were
Yusef.
convicted.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Oh my. So you got posted to Pangasinan and doon ka na throughout the term of FBR hanggang
Yes.
sa magtapos. Oh, okay. Wala nang contact with him.
Oh, every now and then,
Okay.
mag-uusap
Pag
kami.
bumibisita.
Tsaka bumibisita doon. Oh. Tsaka, natatapunan tayo ng mga ligaw na utos ko minsan.
Oh, I guess, di ba? And then he...
But I was made concurrently the chairman ng Multipartite Management Committee that oversee yung major projects doon.
in the...
Yung Sewell Power Plant, yung
Yeah.
yung dam sa San Roque.
Oh, yeah. The multipurpose, ano. Yeah. San Roque. Oo nga, no, doon din yun, ano. Okay. And then you opted for early retirement.
Yes. So,
1999. But FBR, yeah, graduate na rin si FBR. Citizen Aide. How have you kept in contact over the years?
well, every now and then, they sent me invitations sa mga signing ng mga books niya, book launching,
Okay.
all those things, birthdays.
Oo.
So, I show up.
And
Christmas
you-
party.
Oo nga. No?
Oo.
Anong kwentuhan ninyo pag kayo yung nagkikita?
Well, yung mga past days namin.
Naging ano ba siya? Role model, mentor?
Well, the best training that I got in my career was working under him.
Ah, okay. Yun na nga, yun na. University of Fidel.
Oo. Oo.
And you actually have carved a new career from your after leaving the military. You're a lawyer, tama ba?
Yes.
Can you share with us some of your key learnings that you picked up from FBR?
Well, hard work is one. Oh. Mabigat siya magtrabaho.
Oh,
Talagang hindi niya binibitawan.
oh, oh.
And then kung mayroong hindi maasikaso ngayon, he keep it by the side. Mayroon siyang suspense file. Mayroon kaming karton ng ganun eh. Nandun yung mga trabaho na hindi ka agad na-actionan, but he works back and finish it. Yung attention to detail, marami ka matutunan sa kanya.
Nabanggit mo yung CSW.
Kaya,
Nalipat mo ba yung CSW sa trabaho mo sa
of course,
private?
it came very, very handy.
Mm.
Plus yung, yung bridging leadership style niya, no? Meaning, pag may mga issues, controversies, he sees to it na he's in touch with even yung kabila. He bridge yung gap eh.
Oo.
We call it in another term, troubleshooting.
Okay.
That is also a very good learning experience from him.
Nadala mo rin yun.
Oo. Malaking bagay. As a matter of fact, yun yung hinahanap ng mga kumuha sa akin eh. That one. Kasi nakita nila when I was made the chairman ng Multipartite Management Committee to oversee yung we practically solve all their problems by linking with the various agencies. Tsaka yung sa tao rin.
Well, actually, that's very FBR, no? Bring in all the stakeholders and make them a party to the agreement so that, diba? So, nagagawa yung the project or the initiative is moved forward. Naging ninong ba siya? si
I
FBR
got
sa'yo.
married when I was junior AD camp. No? Ang kinuha kong sponsor si Mrs. Ramos. But it took his approval for me to get married.
Nagpaalam ka?
Nagpaalam ako and I
Oo.
got refused for 3 times before the yes was given.
Mas matagal pang makuha yung yes niya kaysa dun kay Mrs. Ferrer.
Hindi naman, nilalaro lang niya ako.
Okay, okay. What do you, just I generally ask last series of questions is yung ano sa tingin mo yung naging legacy niya and for the AFP as a professional soldier and as president. AFP muna.
Sa armed forces, he was the unifying force at the time that the armed forces was down, no? Divided. Then after all dust were settled, he was there as a rallying point. As president naman, diba, he was credited for bringing the country back to its feet from at that time we're economically dislocated, zero growth, mga ganon. We have a debilitating power crisis. He solved all of those. He was a crisis president, in effect. He stabilizes the situation.
And
he loves his country very much.
And people like you were behind him doing your
Yeah, simple contributions.
Would you do it all again?
We do.
With FVR, of course.
Well, yes, I have no regrets.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you also.